Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I want to do something which I saw on the Zara's spring summer campaign. Actually, I was just browsing through the collection for the spring summer time of 2017, and I noticed that their models were wearing a very wearable look, but it was like it was tied with a bold lip and sometimes with a very nude one. But the most important part of their makeup was that it looked really ethereal and so natural. So this is going to be a very light coverage, very glowy and natural sort of a makeup look, and I'm gonna show you like two lip options with that, which were actually present in the campaign as well. There was like a bold lip and there was a nude lip. I'm really excited to do this video because I think there are enough video or tutorials out there who focus on full coverage makeup look. I'm kind of bored of such looks, honestly. I mean, they're good, but in this season I'm more drawn to the looks which are more natural, require you to use really less quantity of makeup, and actually push you towards accepting your skin as it is. If you have spots, if you have sunspots, if you have acne scarring, if you have freckles, it's all about embracing them and just enhancing your natural features, which is my kind of like a personal style. So I wanted to do something which was along the same lines, but still a recreation of a editorial or a fashion campaign. So in this tutorial we are going to use a lot of cream based products like liquid highlighter or cream highlighters, cream blushes, very light coverage or glowy dewy foundation. If you have oily skin, I suggest that you mix your favorite matte foundation and a satin foundation together to create that semi matte finish. I have dry skin, so I tend to use more dewy products on my face. Lately my skin has been behaving more as a combination skin, that is like my T-zone is a little bit oilier than the rest of my skin, and it gets quite oily throughout the day, but the rest of my skin remains pretty much dry. I do have like dry patches on my forehead and stuff and the sides of my face. I do have some spots and such from my own self. I just cannot stop myself from popping any zit or any blackhead or whitehead that show on my face. I do not have the patience to actually use a product and wait and see if it works on my skin. I just go in with my nails and I just want to get it out of my face as soon as possible, and that is why it just leaves scars on my face, but they do like fade away with time, so I'm okay with that. And because we are going to use a lot of cream products, we are going to use our fingers a lot, so please wash your hands, sanitize your hands, and get into this tutorial. So guys, I do not have anything on my face right now except for my brows. I just used a little bit of brow powder and brow gel and brushed them upwards. So we're gonna jump on to this look now. I have already moisturized my face. I use the Ordinary moisturizer. I don't really know the name because this is the first time I'm using it, so I'm just gonna put it there underneath the product. Yes, and I use like a hyaluronic acid underneath it so that it just retains moisture in my face since I have dry skin combination actually. So we are going to jump into the tutorial. I'm not going to use my Becca Backlight Priming Filter. I love that product, but for this look I'm going to use the Kojendo Aqua Foundation Illuminator. This is in the shade Sheer Beige, and this is like a very tiny product and it is quite expensive, I have to say, for the amount of product that you're getting. So I'm just going to pump it a little bit on the back of my hand. I forgot to shake it, but it's okay, we're gonna work with this. We're just gonna mix it at the back of my hand. I'm just going to apply it to the center of my face and to the high points. I'm not going to apply it everywhere, so I'm just going to apply it to the chin, a little bit on the nose, high points of my face here, and a little bit over here. I'm just going to blend it with my fingers because this is a cream product, so yeah. And this product is really nice. As you can see, it is giving such a nice glow to my face. I love using this product a lot. So with this look, just do not go a little bit overhanded with the dewy products, because in the end when all of this is going to come together, it is going to look a little bit too much on the skin. So for my foundation, I'm going to use the Kojendo Aqua Foundation. This is in the shade 143, which is unfortunately the darkest shade in the line. I know it sucks. I just hope that Kojindo comes out with more shades for like a tan or darker or deeper skin tones, because this foundation is amazing. I love this foundation so much. So I'm just going to pump one pump of it out. We're not going to, as I said, overdo our base and such. I'm just going to sort of just warm it up at the back of my hand, and I'm going to apply it to the center of my face first, and then I'm going to blend it out outwards. And I'm just going to take my beauty blender to just blend it out. As you can see, this foundation looks so natural on the skin. So guys, my foundation is done. I'm just going to jump onto my concealer and a little bit of correcting. So for that, I'm going to use the Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector, and this is the only shade they make. It is sort of a light peach, so I just hope it works. This is the first time I'm using it, so I'm just going to apply it underneath my eyes. I'm not going to apply it like a lot. I'm just going to apply a tiny bit of amount. This is very creamy right off the bat. So I'm just going to take my Deluxe Crease brush from Real Techniques, and I'm going to blend this product. It does give like a little bit of a gray cast underneath my eyes, which I'm not liking. So I tried to fix it with some of the peach concealer that I have, but I don't think it actually did much. But we're going to work with this. So I'm just going to take my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Medium, and I'm going to apply it in a very limited amount underneath my eyes. This is enough. And I'm going to take my beauty blender again, and I'm going to start blending it out. So guys, now that I have applied my concealer and such, I'm just going to set the areas where I have applied the concealer. I'm not going to set the areas where we have not applied the concealer. For my under eye, I'm going to take the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I'm going to pick up the shade Lucid, which is sort of a beautiful peach color, just for the under eye. So taking my Wayne Goss number 2 brush, I'm just going to press it underneath the eyes. And for the other parts of my face, which is like the nose and stuff, I'm going to take my RCMA No Color powder, and I'm going to set my T-zone with that. So once our foundation is done, I'm going to go in with the bronzing. As you can see in the pictures, the models are not wearing a lot of blush. So I'm going to go in with the bronzer first, and then I'm going to go in with a very light blush. So for the bronzers, I'm going to use Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drops in the shade Sunset and Sunkissed. I'm going to mix these two together to create that perfect shade for my skin. I'm just going to take like a couple of drops of both. And I'm going to mix them at the back of my hand, just like this. And I'm going to apply it to the places where you actually apply your bronzer, but I'm not going to apply it right into this hollow of the cheek, because since they are cream products, when you're going to blend them out, they're going to like move, like blend out in all directions. So if you apply it here in your hollow of the cheek, it is actually going to blend a little bit downwards and a little bit upwards. But we want it mostly in this area, so I'm going to apply it above the hollows of the cheek. So I'm going to apply it 1, 2, 3 here. So I'm just going to take my beauty blender again, and I'm just going to start bouncing it and blending it out. As you can see, this product is blending out so beautifully. Oh my god. So I'm just going to build the intensity slowly. Just going to apply a little bit here, moving towards the temples. And similarly, I'm going to apply it anywhere where you generally apply your bronzer. So on the temples, hold on. So the bronzing is done. Now I'm going to jump into the blush. And for the blush, I'm going to go in with the Glossier Cloud Paint in the shade Beam, which is such a gorgeous, gorgeous blush. So I'm going to squeeze out a very, very tiny bit of it at the back of my hand, and I'm just going to apply it to the tops of my cheeks, like the apples of my cheeks. So I'm just going to dab it there and sort of like taking like a stippling brush. I'm just going to, you know, spread it backwards. And here it is, the blush, you guys. As you can see, this is giving such a natural flush to the cheeks. This is not overpowering anything, which is what we want in this look. So now I'm gonna go in with a highlighter. For this look, I do not want a highlighter that is actually really like in your face. It's very glittery or it's very chunky. I want something which is very natural, you know. And therefore I'm gonna go in with the RMS Beauty Living Luminizer. This is such an underrated highlighter. I don't know why people do not talk about it much, but this is so stunning. You're gonna see it now. I'm going to take my fingers and warm up the product into the pot, and now I'm just going to apply it to the high points of my face. Oh my goodness, this is, do you see what kind of like a natural glow it actually gives to your face? If you're into those really chunky, glittery highlights, you will not like this product at all. Now that our base is complete, I'm just going to set it very lightly with a powder. I'm going to use the RCMA No Color powder, and I'm taking it onto my Wayne Goss number 2 brush. This is a lot of powder. We're just going to like tap it off. Yes. And with this tiny amount of powder, we're just going to like set the places where we applied our bronzer and blush. We're not going to set the places where we applied our highlight, because then it's going to take that highlight effect away. To kind of like tap it into those places. And now guys, I'm going to go in with a powder bronzer because I just want to intensify the bronzy effect on the face. So for that, I'm going to take my butter bronzer, which is actually shattered, so I'm not going to open it, but here it is. And I have to be super careful with this thing. This thing is so nice, and the smells, oh my god, this smells so good. I'm just going to take like a sort of a powder brush, dip it into the product, and I'm just going to apply it a little bit where we applied our liquid bronzer and just buff it in. Now taking the same bronzer, I'm just going to bronze up the sides of my nose very slightly. I'm not going to contour or anything. I just want a little bit of bronzing. So guys, our base is complete. Now we're going to move on to our eyes. For the eyes, I'm going to keep it very natural, a little bit glossy, but I'm not going to make them too glossy. I'm going to make it glossy using eyeshadows. And I'm going to go in with a base first, for which I'm going to use the Kiko Milano Cream Crush eyeshadow. It's a lasting color eyeshadow actually, in the shade 03. I'm again going to use my fingers for this first. Just going to apply it everywhere on my eyes. And you don't have to be too precise with this application. You can be a little bit messy. Taking it on like a blending brush, I'm just going to run it a little bit above my crease and a little bit on the sides, just blending it out. And taking the same color on like a smaller brush, I'm going to run it under my lower lashes. So now for the eyeshadows, I'm going to go in with the ColourPop Super Shock eyeshadows in the shade Sailor, and I heart this. These eyeshadows are like a different consistency. They are powder plus a little bit like jelly. You can like squish the eyeshadow. So I'm going to use these two because I kind of hope that these are going to give me that sort of a wet look. So I'm gonna go in with I Heart This first, and you can apply them with your fingers, or you can use a flat synthetic brush with these eyeshadows. I'm going to use my fingers today since we have been using our fingers. I'm just going to take a little bit on the middle finger. Sorry. And I am just going to apply it to the center of my eyes, like right here. You see? Oh my god, this color is so pretty. I'm going to go all the way up to my crease with this color and then just spread it out. Oh my god, this color is so beautiful. To take this sort of a big gigantic shader brush, and I'm just going to sort of smoothen it out. And now I'm going to go in with the color Sailor, and I'm just going to take it actually on a really precise sort of a dome shaped brush, and I'm just going to pick a little bit of it, and I'm going to apply this eyeshadow right in the center closer to the lash line. Now mind this, the colors are very similar, so they won't really make a lot of difference on the camera, but in real life it is actually going to give you that pop right in the middle of the eye. I'm going to use the same color in my inner corner, just very slightly. Only thing which is left is mascara, which I'm gonna do right now. And for the mascara, I'm going to use Maybelline Colossal Big Shot. This is the waterproof one. Also, this is a very natural looking look, so I am not going to use any falsies and make it like more dramatic. You can use individual eyelashes, or if you want to use falsies, you can use them. It's like personal preference. So guys, the mascara is done. Now we're going to jump onto the lips. So for the dark lips, I'm going to use Jouer's lip cream in the shade Cabernet, which is a very beautiful sort of a dark red shade, and it's matte. And if we need an accent, I'm going to use Colourpop Ultra Satin Lip in the shade, I don't know what this shade is, London Fog. So I'm just going to start building this color up, which means that I'm not going to apply it straight from the tube. I'm actually going to take a little bit of it at the back of my hand, and I'm going to take like a lip brush, taking a little bit of it, and I'm just going to start building it up like a stain first, and then just building the intensity up to the point where it becomes like an opaque color. I'm just going to fast forward this to the point where the lipstick is complete. Guys, now that the lipstick is on, I'm just going to smudge its edges a little bit so that it just looks a little bit more, I don't know. I think I need a little bit like a darker red. I don't know. I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back, and this time I have brought the lipstick shade Brick, which is also from Jouer, and this is like a more brick red. I do not have a lipstick that is red, which is in like a bullet form, but if you have, do use that for this look, because in the pictures it was quite evident that they are wearing lipsticks which are like the bullet one or the cream red lipsticks and not the liquid matte. I'm just going to darken this color up a little bit. So guys, I've like turned down the brightness a little bit so that you can see what this color actually looks like, because in that brighter light it was kind of washing out and looking more pink, but this is what the color looks like. And as you can see, this is a stunning red shade and I really love it. So this is like the first look. Oh my god, this is such a nice look for a date night. Okay guys, so I have removed my red lipstick and I've applied some foundation on my lips. For the nude, I'm going to again like create a mixture of lip shades. I'm going to use the Meet Matte Hue in the shade Dotting. I'm going to use Zoeva's Natural Aesthetic. So first of all, I'm going to start by applying this Meet Matte Hue lipstick right in the middle, which is a very orange, sort of a peach coral color, which honestly I do not like. I mean, of course you can see why I don't like this. Now I'm going to apply the Zoeva one on top of it. Okay guys, to make this nude a little bit more nude on my skin, I'm going to use this color by Milani Amour Matte Lip Cream in the shade covette, whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to take it at the back of my hand, and I'm again going to start building it on top of our colors. This is like the nude lip. As you can see, this looks so much more natural. This looks so much more wearable. I mean, I can wear the red lipstick out as well, like I'm okay with that. So yeah, this kind of base that we did, this is like super glowy, is very wearable, you know. This look is probably one of my most favorite look that I have created so far on my channel. Pictures, like I have taken some pictures. I'm gonna put it in the, I think, on my Instagram, so you can check out my Instagram if you want to see how it looks in photos. You can add freckles and such if you want to this look. I was kind of contemplating if I should or not, but I have already done that in my but in my other video. So if you want to know how to make freckles, then you can check out that video of mine. I'm going to link it in the description box. This look is basically for people who do not want to wear a lot of makeup but still want something on their skin. Of course, this is like a full face of makeup, but everything is in a very controlled quantity, and that is what matters in this look, that you have to create something using a very controlled quantity of your product and not really worry about your spots or scarrings or freckles or such showing through your makeup. It is all about just enhancing your skin, and this is what we did today. I really like that campaign because they were not trying to hide the freckles or sunspot on the model's face, on their skin, and that is what actually inspired me to just sit down and do this makeup for you guys, because I personally do such kind of looks almost every day whenever I'm going out. I just cannot stand wearing a complete thick layer of makeup on my face. I usually keep it very low and very normal and very minimalistic, and this is the kind of look that I wear. So when I saw that picture, I was like, oh my god, I gotta do it now. So guys, this completes this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, then please subscribe to my channel. It would mean a lot to me, and please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I'm gonna see you in my next one. Bye.